I've been involved with Consultus because my mum has Parkinson's disease and has been very independent for many years, but took a step backwards in her health, and so we contacted Consultus because we needed some rather immediate help with looking after her. You don't really think about care solutions until you actually need them, and then when you're faced with an immediate problem to sort out, you're, as a family, a supporting family, you're on a huge learning curve. And to come to somewhere like Consultus, where they can literally just pick up the pieces for you and support you whilst you're figuring out the long-term plan, is great. Our state of mind before we gave Consultus a ring was one of feeling helpless and panicked and unsure about what the right course of action was. You obviously get in touch with people like social services and the very obvious support networks that you're aware of, but all of those support networks take a long process to get the support that you need. So before getting to that stage, I didn't really have an awareness, and it was just having a company like Consultus where you can pick up the phone and the problem is taken out of your hands and you're looked after. And even though we're adults, when you're faced with such a situation, actually you need that sense of being looked after as much as you're looking after your parents. The relationship between the carer and my mum was amazing. It was a really big shock for my mum to suddenly realise that she had to admit that she needed support. And initially, after she had gone downhill, she had a placement in respite care in a home for 2 weeks, and I think it was a huge stress for her to feel out of control in her life. And having the carer come and live in her home, and we could move her back out of respite back home, was a great reassurance. Anne, who was the carer, was fantastic. She didn't treat my mum as anyone other than someone who's intelligent, who would be encouraged to continue leading an independent life as much as possible, and wasn't intrusive in her home at all. They sat and discussed politics, read books together, they went out on walks. So the support that she gave my mum through the night, because my mum had a lot of problems mentally coping with the situation, so it was almost a level of counselling going on. And during the 3-week period that Anne was with my mum, not only did it give us the room to go out and sort a long-term solution, but it's made my mum feel normal again. And during that 3-week period, Anne was able to stabilise my mum's condition to a level that made her acceptable to look at other options. And if somebody was looking for a care solution for their parents, I don't think you can go wrong with Consultus. They're so professional, so supportive. They're there at the end of the phone if you have any concerns. The carers are fantastic. They have a level of empathy and patience that I don't think you see necessarily in care professions that are stretched from, say, other organisations. I would highly recommend Consultus without a shadow of a doubt.